Hello everyone, I'm catching you today's bird video, doing snow watch today's bird video. So there's a risk of significant UK snow across parts of the country on Saturday, and again possibly later on Sunday too. So it could be quite a snowy weekend, and it's more particularly for southern and western parts of the country, I think, with this one, as the Atlantic comes up against a block of cold air. I shall talk you through all of the latest developments with Snowwatch in a second, and then at the end of the video we'll have a look at 12Z for the GFS, the GM and the ECMWF as well. So 12Z is, or has been updating over the last hour or so, and I shall bring an update with all of that. Just say the first video released today was the European Outlook, and then we released the 10 to 14 day update as well with all the regular features, so check out those two videos if you would like to do that. There's a fantastically cold and snowy 6Z featured in the second video update today, so have a look at that for some cold eye candy. Thank you so much to Richard for the Snowwatch gift. Thanks so much, Rich, for that. Right, let's have a look at facts chart then. Facts charts then. So this is the human interpretation of models by forecasters at the UK Met Office. The position tomorrow is that we're going to have low pressure in the North Sea, and we'll have an occluded front across the northern, and that will bring mainly rain. There could be a little bit of snow mixed in with that. To the north of that front, it gets colder. The air gets colder with winds coming in from the east. The south that front will still be relatively mild across the south, but by the time we get through to midnight on Saturday, we're all in a colder air mass, and cold air has started to dig back in from the north and from the east. At the same time, we've got these occluded fronts down in the southwest and pushing up against that cold air. And this is where our snow event is potentially coming from for Saturday. That's the facts chart for midday on Saturday. We've had a occluded front across southern England into South Wales. And that could be turning readily to snow. Precipitation up front turning readily to snow through parts of Wales and Midlands in particular. Down in the south, it is again most likely to be outbreaks of rain. That front and the low pressure will get out of the way by midnight on Sunday, and then we'll build this ridge down across the country. It'll turn cold, frosty and icy on Saturday night into Sunday morning, and then on Sunday we're going to try and bring another occluded front in from off the Atlantic, again coming into that cold air, and again this one could produce some snow depending on how far north it gets and how active it is. So a proper old meteorological battle going on this weekend between low pressure in the Atlantic and high pressure in that block of cold air to our east and north. Right, let's have a look at the precipitation type forecast. Then we'll start off with the GFS. So we've got wet weather crossing the country tonight. Some of that rain will be heavy and persistent. Snow into tomorrow up across northern eastern Scotland down into northeastern England. Otherwise, brings out of dry weather. And then as we go into Saturday, we've got this front coming up from the southwest, of course, bringing outbreaks of rain by 3 o'clock in the morning, turning increasingly to snow across Wales. I mean, a proper old snow event developing through Wales into the Midlands into Saturday morning. So really heavy snow in there. Could well give a proper old covering of snow. Doesn't look like it's getting much further north than the north and east Midlands, but it snows for most of the day actually through Wales and into the Midlands. So obviously there is a potential for the snow depth to really mount up. Down in the south, it's most likely to be outbreaks of rain. That rain and snow clears away as you go through the early hours of Sunday morning. It'll turn frosty and cold. Then in comes the next weather system. Again, this one brings snow through Northern Ireland down into Wales and into some parts of central southern England as well. That might happen snow risk a little bit further south, at least for time. On Sunday. By Monday morning, a little bit of snow came through to the Midlands, outbreaks of rain behind it. Right, that's that one done. Let's have a look at the GM then, see what this one's doing. Again, these two are low resolution models. Right, 3 o'clock in the morning on Saturday, you've got outbreaks of rain across southern and western southwest parts of the country. That turns increasingly to snow through Wales and the Midlands by 6 o'clock in the morning on Saturday. And then again, the suggestion for a real snow event through Wales and Midlands, possibly into some parts of southeastern England as well, through Saturday morning. For the whole lot sort of moves away to the south, it turns drier. As we get through to Saturday night. And then in comes the next system on Sunday. This will again bring quite a lot of snow through Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening through Wales and the Midlands. So 2 snow events for parts of Wales and Midlands, Saturday and Sunday. These snow depths could really be mounting up. Right, that's that one done. Let's have a look at the pairs. This is this is a high resolution model. And again, tonight I've got wet weather sweeping across the country. There was snow across Scotland. Into tomorrow it turns drier and it will eventually turn colder. Then we get through into Saturday. A little bit of snow for Wales. Otherwise not all that much. It was always a bit stingy with the snow amounts. But turning more and more to snow through Wales and the Midlands on Saturday morning. Not as much as like the GFS or the GM is showing. But there is a little bit of snow there through Wales and the Midlands with our pairs. It always seems to be a bit stingy, doesn't it, with the snow depths. So then into Sunday, this weather system really struggling on Sunday, so only in the far southwest. By Monday, eventually some snow getting up in towards Wales. Alright, that's that one done. Let's have a look at the icon. If you're enjoying this snow watch, please smash your like button, let YouTube know that you're enjoying this rattle through the data. And make sure to subscribe to the channel as well. Thank you so much, everybody, for doing that. Right, Friday night, we're bringing wet weather into the southwest, turning to snow, perhaps across the north of Wales. By the time we get through to 6 a.m. in the morning, snowing across Wales a little bit, through the Midlands as well. And then as we go through Saturday morning, again, snow becomes more widespread through Wales and into the Midlands, but not quite as far north and east as some of the models are taking this. But definite snow event for Wales and into the West Midlands through Saturday morning. That sort of slips away to South then. Saturday afternoon, Saturday evening, it turns frosty and cold. And we do it all over again. We tried to anyway on Sunday. But Sunday really restricting that range to the extreme southwest, with most places actually dry through the course of Sunday. Eventually, we start to bring wet weather in by Tuesday. This is suggesting a big snow event for northern Britain, northern England, and Scotland as far as we go with Icon. Let's have a look at Euro 4 next. So this is another high resolution model, metrosteel.fr. Wet weather across the country tonight, so that rain will be heavy and persistent, turns drier and colder tomorrow. In comes the wet weather from the Atlantic on Friday night, Saturday morning. That turning increasingly to snow through Wales, a little bit pushing through Midlands. It's a bit further southwards compared to some of the model data that we've seen. So yeah, there's a bit of uncertainty about how far north and east this wet weather is going to get on Saturday morning. That's particularly focusing the snow risk on Wales, less so for the Midlands. And then we've got WRF, again, another high-res model, and it looks like this. So once more, we've got wet weather across the country tonight, snow up across Scotland. Tomorrow is a drier but increasingly colder day. Then in comes the wet weather from the southwest as we go into the early hours of Saturday. That pushes northwards and turns increasingly to snow through Wales and particularly like the west and south Midlands and down in southeast parts of England as well. The high-res models aren't taking this snow risk quite as far north and east as but like the lower-res models are doing so. By the end of Sunday, or by Sunday afternoon, more snow begins coming towards parts of Wales and higher ground of southwestern England. And then we've got the updating ECM WF. It's updating as we're speaking. This is at WX charts. So just look at this one. Again, wet weather crossing the country tonight, and in comes the rain for Saturday morning. That turning to snow, particularly through Wales and down into the Midlands by breakfast time on Saturday. Big snow event there through much of Wales and the Midlands, possibly down to southeast parts of England as well, through the course of Saturday morning, and then the whole lot moves away to the south. And then on Sunday, we do it all over again. Look at another area of snow moving in across, again, particularly Wales and the Midlands during the course, so at 6 o'clock in the evening on Sunday, looking very snowy through Wales and Midlands. So potentially 2 dumps of snow for Wales and the Midlands. One on Saturday morning, and again on Sunday afternoon and Sunday evening. Just go through the 12, so that's Snow Watch done. Just go through the 12Z very quickly. So this was GFS 12Z. Let's have a quick look at that. We know the 6Z went very, very cold. Went very cold with GFS 6Z. Let's see what the 12Z is showing. So yeah, we've got this battle going on between low pressure to the west, high pressure and cold air to the east over the weekend. By the second half of next week, the turning wind into the east and to the northeast. That will be bringing colder air in from the east as well. So then we have high pressure building over the country. Be cold under that area of high pressure, very frosty. Eventually, that high pressure is trying to move itself to Scandinavia. So we are trying to bring in easterly winds. In fact, we do bring in some easterly winds there, becoming increasingly blocked with those easterlies setting out. I don't think it's anywhere near as cold as the GFS 6Z was with the upper air temperature. We won't look at the upper air temperature, but I don't think it's anywhere near as cold as GFS 6Z, but it's the same sort of trend. You know, GFS is sticking to the trend, which is very blocked and potentially increasingly cold. Look how that high pressure is going up to Greenland by the middle of February. That's 13th February. High pressure going up to Greenland at 1,060 millibars. Huge monster blocking area of high pressure. And so it's all variations of a theme. This isn't quite as cold as the GFS 6Z was, but the GFS 12Z is still sticking to the same, you know, the same sort of trend. Now, it doesn't look like we've got the GM here, so I don't know what's happened. But I've only got the GM to 60 hours, so we'll move on from that quite quick. Let's just make sure I've got the right model. Yes, I did. I don't know what's happened to the gem tonight. Never mind. We'll have a look at the ECM finally, and then we'll end the video. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here, watching this video on this Thursday night. Right, so just going to enable the hover at West Central, and then we'll bring the GFS 12Z. So again, this is a battle that's producing the snow potentially for Saturday. Go through to Sunday. That first low gets out of the way, but the next one trying to come in off the Atlantic. That's where the second snow event comes on Sunday. Early next week, it turns milder with winds in from the west and from the southwest, but by the second half next week, we're increasingly raising the heights to our northeast. So as we move up towards day 10, that's how we're looking on the GFS 12Z. So it's turning block. We've got high pressure from Scandinavia to Greenland. Low pressure to the south of Greenland. It's a very messy situation. So it's mainly dry, anti-cyclonic, probably quite cold. Probably quite chilly, you know, from frost and fog, but not overly cold. The upper air temperatures will be keeping the coldest air at bay at day 10. So there is a lot of it to our northeast by day 10, 7th of February, but not quite managing to pull it in at that point. If we go on any further, it's very, very possible that ridge would go north. You know, it's increasingly blocked, so it's very possible that any sort of day after that, we could set up Scandinavian high properly and pull winds in from the east. So it's all to be determined what's going to happen as we get into February. Will it turn really cold? Will it unleash the beast? That's still to be determined. But yeah, very, very interesting model output, of course. Right, so that's it then for Snowwatch/12Z update. So the focus is definitely for like Wales and Midlands for snow on Saturday, particularly Saturday morning, ease off through the afternoon, and then possibly, not all models are doing it again, but possibly doing it all over again as we get through into Sunday. And that again, particularly for Wales and the Midlands, possibly a little bit further southwards as well on stage, more central southern parts of England. With that one, that's more sort of sunny afternoon into Sunday evening. Some places could have quite a lot of snow then. I would think particularly Wales, quite a lot of snow piling up potentially by the end of this weekend. Right, that's it for videos of the day. Tomorrow, we're going to have GMA Friday. We'll have a 10 to 14 day video update as well. ECM WF 42 day look ahead is tomorrow. I'll be live streaming after 10 o'clock as well for this Snow Watch. That's all for now. And thanks for watching.